Hey everybody, so this is Amanda and I am beginning to do some scrapbook process videos. So this is a scrapbook video or scrapbook process video that I'm doing on a page that I did for my daughter. And here I'm just going through some of the elements that I'm going to use. A lot of it is from the Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm collection as well as Amy Tan's Yes Please. So there are some of the different embellishments and stickers. This is the Lucky Charm 6x6 pad, and I will pull 2 pages from that. These are some of the pattern papers that I am using. On the cut apart sheet, that's the vellum. Another cut apart sheet. I love the arrows on that one, and then a third cut apart sheet. So I've decided that I'm going to select that gray as my background. So I am trimming off the branding strip, saving it for later, and then going from there. I think at this point I'm going through trying to figure out what I want my other paper to be. So I know that the quality of this isn't the greatest, and I am hoping to get another video camera soon. But until then, this will have to work. If you like it, tell me. If you don't, please be nice and keep it to yourself. But here I'm flipping through the papers. I decided that I really like that ombre paper. My daughter's first birthday party was actually last week, and that was the color scheme, was that ombre with gold, and it turned out really pretty. So I'm going through here. I flip backwards and forth between several. That chevron print, and then I finally decide on the triangle here in a second. There we go. I'm just trying to figure out, I know that I want to use the pink with the arrows because I like the way that it's kind of got that watercolor effect to it. So I'm just trimming down a small piece from it. And I decided that I like the ledger paper, notebook paper type thing with the turquoise watercolor splotches on it. So I'm trimming that out, and then while I'm at it, I just go ahead and cut them all apart because that's what I tend to do. Just cut them apart that way that they're ready to use for later. You'll have to excuse my voice. I am recording this late at night and my throat isn't the way that it should be, and I'm also trying to speak quietly because my daughter is asleep, and we have our early morning sunrise service at church in the morning, so we tried to get her to bed earlier so that she would sleep. So I'm using my ATG, and I decided that I wanted to mat my photos on that chevron vellum to try to pull in the same colors from the 6x6 page or paper that I pulled out of the 6x6 paper pad. So I'm just trimming that down to size. I love using vellum as a mat because it's subtle, but it still has a huge impact, especially when it's a bold color and design like that is. So I'm laying out my papers, or trying to, and I'm fiddling with the way that it's showing up on camera. And I've decided that I like that general design quite well. So that's what I do. I just go ahead and stick that down. And this is normally how I do my pages. I know that everyone has processes. Some of them, you know, they like to stick down everything right away. Some people like to get the whole page laid out before they stick anything down. I kind of work in between. Sometimes I lay things out and look around, but most of the time I get my basic background done, add my photos, and then I either go into the journaling title, or I try to figure out where some of my embellishments are going to go. I wouldn't say that I have a strict process that I follow. It's just kind of what I'm feeling at the moment, how much time I have. You will see here in just a little while that you'll see that my clothes change. And there was actually a couple days in between the start and finish of this video, which doesn't normally happen. I like to generally start, lay out and finish it at the same time, but with life the way that it is right now and our hectic schedules, that's just the way it worked. So I had that journaling card, and you'll see later that I don't even end up using it, and I mess around a lot trying to figure out placement for it. And I don't use it, but that's okay. That tends to happen sometimes too. All good intentions. I'm going through my embellishments, trying to figure out what I might like, flipping through that sticker book from Dear Lily. And this is where my process gets a little skewed a little bit, because I think I actually go through and find another sticker and stick it up in that top left corner to start a cluster, and then I come back to it later. Going through the cut apart sheets looking for things. What I'm actually looking for is an alternative journaling spot, because my initial plan was to do my journaling on that right side and then my title as well, and kind of have more of a horizontal design, but I don't end up doing that. And I'm glad that it didn't work out that way, because I would have ended up covering up a lot of that pink arrow paper, which was one of my favorite parts of the layout. So another example of when your best laid plans don't work out and you end up liking the result 10 times better at the end. Still fiddling with that journaling card, trying to figure out if there's another one that I like better. I could have left it that way, but I even toy around with angling it a little bit, and in the end I realized it's not worth it. Oh, at this point I go back to the sticker sheet, and I think this is when I find a sticker that's got a row of hearts, and the hearts are very complimentary of the triangle paper. It's got all the different colors in it, so I decide, there we go, pretty quickly, that I want to use that on there. As you'll notice throughout some of these process videos, I do a lot of corner embellishments, and I definitely stick with the whole rule of thirds and putting things in groups of threes and trying to form a visual triangle, all that stuff. It just makes it easy for me in my designs. So I have the Amy Tangerine stickers, and first I thought about putting them directly onto the photo, but I decided not to do that. And this is where I decided that journaling card just wasn't going to work for me at this time. So I start with the word "you" in the title. I love the way that these stickers bring out the pinks and the different shading of the letters. So I spell out the word "you," and then I start to use the blue color to do the R, and then I noticed that it just did not stand out well enough against that patterned paper, and so I actually get it all on, and then I end up peeling it all off and sticking it to the corner of my desk to see if I want to try to use it later. And see, you can just tell that the background is too busy and it's not dark enough to really contrast in a way that the pink did. So here I am sticking it down, and here I am pulling it back up. And I think about this time is when I have to stop and come back. Yep. So here I am. A couple days later, I'm flipping back through the stickers, and I didn't do as good of a job setting up my laptop this time because you can see the mouse, but that's okay. Like I said, I'll eventually get a different camera and even find different ways to use this one, but until then, so anyway. Alright, so here I am, and you guys are still just looking at the title. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I think I am still trying to figure out what I want to do with the letter stickers, because I came back to it. So, alright, so here I decided to pull out these hot pink stickers, and I'm not sure what the font is. I probably could have looked. You can see that I got them at TJ Maxx, and I'm just using the packaging from the stickers to spell out my word. You guys have all seen that done many, many, many times. So, and I have to work facing myself to do this. I'm not talented enough to figure that out on my own. So here I'm going through my baggie full of flat alphabet stickers, and I decided on, I was trying to go back and forth between, I had some navy ones, but I thought the navy would be too heavy of a color even though it's in the triangles. And so you can see there in the corner I had some orange ones from, I think, Paper Studios that I've had for years and I had never used. I think I got them on clearance. And so I decided that the orange would be perfect to contrast with the orange in the, not to contrast, but to complement the orange in the title with the orange in the pattern paper. So here I am, I'm just adhering that down, and I do actually decide to be brave and put the stickers on. I'm trying to figure out where I want Lovely to go, but put the stickers on upside down. And it actually didn't turn out too bad, to be quite honest. My hand's kind of in the way and you can't see anything, but hey. And so this is what I meant where I said I start with the embellishments and then I I went back and I worked on the title and stuff. So I had to pause it there. I think my sister called, I'm not sure. So now at this point, and you can't see what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going back through and I'm trying to figure out different embellishments that I can stick up in my corner and then where my other clusters are going to go. And here in just a second I reposition the paper and you can actually see me. Oh, I'm putting foam dimensionals on the back of that sticker, and then I realized that, oh, I have to take the backing off the sticker, so I took the backing off and put the dimensionals back on, and it worked much better. Okay, so I decided I was going to use these brads, and they're Dear Lizzie. I don't remember what collection they're from, and I didn't write it down, but the orange is perfect match to the orange in the pattern paper, so I decided to use that, and I stuck that up there at the top along with another sticker, and hopefully I move the page down. I'm working on a very narrow surface as well, so it makes it a little difficult. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I added a sticker from the sticker pad that says "Oh So Lovely" because I thought it went well with my title, and then I put that brad there. So I'm flipping back through, looking for things I might use. Thought about punching some hearts out of the sticker that matches the pattern paper, but I thought that might be a little busy, too many triangles on one page, so I didn't go there. I'll pull over some more embellishments to look through. I've got the Amy Tangerine sticker book there. I go back and forth. I look at the hot pink ledger type thing, and then there was another ledger. Again, I'm still trying to find a place to put my journaling if I want to do that, or whatever. And at this point, I just simply make up my mind about what I do, and the page comes together fairly quickly, considering all the time that I spent on that one journaling card and trying to figure out if I wanted to use it or not. So I grabbed that. It's from an older collection as well. And I think that I'm going to use the pink notebook paper, and I do end up using it, not in the way that I thought I was going to use it, but I do use it over on the right hand side. And at this point, my desk is getting very cluttered and I don't like that, so I'm trying to scoot some things around and try putting that down at the very bottom, and I don't like the way that that looks. Here I'm starting to notice, oh goodness, I can't see anything that I'm doing, so I start positioning the layout a little bit differently so that you can see it, and cleaning some things off my desk. Well, I shouldn't say cleaning them off, it's more like pushing it to the side. So I like that stuck in behind the photo mat, just kind of layered in. It kind of gives a layered effect with the paper. And I found a tag from, again, I think it's Dear Lizzie, the tag set. It's new with the Lucky Charm collection, and I stick that in there, and then I go and I grab some pink and white baker's twine and stick that on. So the baker's twine is from Stampin' Up, but you could use any baker's twine at all. So I'm threading that through, sticking that on. I think that my daughter started crying right about here, and so before I deleted the audio, you could hear me and my husband talking about, do I need to come down and get her? Are you okay? And I decided that I needed to speed up and get this layout done quickly, so that I could go and help him. He's a great dad, though. So this was some, I used to subscribe to the Simon Says Stamp card kit, and that was from the last kit that I received, and it was just some 6x6 paper pads, and there was a lot of pretty pinks, but I thought about it and then I decided not. So at this point I had to flip the layout around because I was getting kind of confused as to what I wanted to accomplish looking at it the other direction. But the good thing about it is that you can kind of see what I'm doing now, because you're seeing the other thing. Oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm writing my journaling. So I'm just using a zig pen, and it's the widest or the thickest tip there, and I'm just writing on my journaling, and I'm journaling about how one of my favorite things about being a mom is getting to celebrate all of the first with her, and how we loved seeing the reaction to the wind in her face and the texture of the sand and the water over her feet, things like that, and just how fun it makes it being a mom, being a parent in general. So that's what my journaling is about. And then I decided I'm going to change markers or pens and get more of a fine tip, and I just draw a black line all the way around the perimeter of the layout so that it ties in the journaling a little bit, because there's black in the pattern paper, but the background page, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to make it a little bit more cohesive. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just doing a perimeter line, and then I add in some faux cross stitch marks in a couple different places. So this part goes pretty quickly. I just kind of commit that I'm going to finish my embellishments, and I'll actually get it done pretty quickly just by using some stickers and things like that. And again, I apologize that I forgot about half the video not being, or half the layout not being able to be seen, so at least you get to stare at a really cute kid for part of this. and I hope it doesn't stop you from watching some of my later process videos. I'm hoping to get another one done this weekend. And hopefully it won't take me a week to do between start and finish of scrapping and uploading. But we'll see. So I found that sticker and I loved it because it had the turquoise and the reds and the oranges. I'm going to stick that down right there. And I decided to go back. I was looking in my case, and you'll see here in just a second where I keep all my wood veneers and things stored in. And I was looking to see if I had an orange or a yellow, either flare or button or a different kind of brad or something, and I couldn't end up finding one. So I go back to the orange brad that has a heart in it, and I just kind of mimic the pattern that I have up in the top corner. And I like how that turns out. It's simple. Normally I'd probably put like a banner or something there, but just really trying to get it done. And the important thing is that the memory is documented. So, you know, I can always, if I'm flipping through the page later and just decide that I have to add something, I always can. And that normally doesn't ever happen. So, okay, so it was the last little thing. I'm going back to my favorite embellishment, which are these enamel dots. And I noticed that the yellow was great and the orange was great, and then even the green on this particular sheet was a perfect match to the green and the vellum. So green, blue, whatever you want to call it. So I just add those and call it done. So again, I hope you like this. I'm just kind of showing you everything now, and please be nice in the comments if you'd like to see more. If I didn't drive you crazy by forgetting to focus, let me know. And if you don't want to see more, then just don't say anything at all. So here you go. Here's the finished layout.